HQIM. HQIM has become the new buzzword that district offices like to use. However, it's important to note that the highest quality instructional material you can actually have in the classroom is not a textbook, it's not the newest, latest, and greatest technology, it's not any kind of app or this kind of push that comes from these companies. The highest quality material you will ever have in a classroom is a teacher who cares. And a teacher who cares is probably going to want to differentiate for the students in their class rather than having to keep up with a pacing guide based on what has been labeled high quality instructional material. Now on one hand, not to be cynical, it is really wonderful for district offices to provide HQIM material, so in some ways teachers don't have to run around buying stuff from Teachers Pay Teachers and do have stuff, especially if you're a new teacher or you're just teaching a new subject or you're just struggling. I think it's a wonderful tool to have, and thank you districts for providing stuff that could be considered HQIM material. Where districts mess up is when they start mandating that everyone use this HQIM material, and where districts really mess up is when they tell teachers, sure, you can use some of your stuff, but if you want to use high quality instructional material, use this. Because districts, what you're telling your teachers is you don't think that they're high quality. You don't think the material they're using is high quality, and you don't trust them, so you're going to be sure they use this new thing. And where teachers are a little cynical is, how many times in our years have we seen this new HQIM or whatever the acronym is at the time come in, and this is going to be the way, and this is going to be what's going to save our kids, and blah, blah, blah. And it all sounds so good, but it sounds like a sales pitch from the company. And it feels like district offices sometimes listen more to salesmen and book companies and testing companies and politicians than they do their actual teachers. And it feels like districts observe some teachers not doing it well and then start to treat all the teachers like they're not using HQIM. But it's so important to realize, don't treat all your teachers like they're bad, ineffective teachers just because some teachers aren't using high quality instructional material or aren't delivering their material in a high quality way. That's not the vast majority of your teachers. But when you treat all your teachers like that is them, what you're doing is you're ensuring at best mediocrity and at worst complete failure. Because guess what? The teachers who don't care are probably still not going to care. And the ones that were doing amazing things, you've now disconnected them from being able to do that. And you have inserted what the textbook company told you was HQIM, and that's going to be the same results you've gotten from all the same new purchases in the past. And the way we're going to get past this is stop the vicious circle of looking for HQIM out there in the product and realize it's actually in the process. And the process of how comes from your teachers. The best thing that you can invest in districts, if you want the highest quality instruction in your classroom, isn't whatever the textbook company's labeling HQIM. The highest quality instruction that you can invest in is our teachers. HQIM.
Together we learn, together we grow, together we heal, together we flow. Be cool, every teacher, every school. Be cool, every teacher, every school.